Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Stampin' Up with Jaimie. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is my Wednesday night live tutorials that I do. If you're catching this on YouTube, thanks. Tonight we'll be making this card here, and it was inspired by this card I made, about a week or so ago. I'm just going to scroll down on my computer, make sure I'm live and everything's working here, and then we'll get started. If you're on, give me a shout out to know make sure I'm working here and everything's up and going. I apologize last week for not being on. I had everything ready to go, and of course Facebook had its glitch and nothing worked. I couldn't even put a post on my Facebook page saying I wasn't going to be able to go live, so that was so frustrating. But I'm happy. It looks like everything's working. Hi Linda, hi Teresa, hi Karen, hi Amy, good evening. Everything's working good. That's what I like to hear. Let me just do one more tape here and we'll get going. I made this card here, I think it was like about a week ago or so, and it's something that I've kind of had in my head for a while to create. Hi Terry. Oh, I didn't even get it out with the Swirly frame stamp set. It's actually a set I've had since last June when it came out in the annual catalog, and I've barely touched it, but I've had this card on my head since the day I bought it. It's just something that I've kind of had there, and I made it, and it kind of exploded. Hi, Michelle. People really liked it and seemed, you know, there's a lot of simplicity to it, but the big circles kind of make like this statement, right? And so I thought I used these circles here. I thought tonight I would kind of be inspired this card and this time use the rectangle and this square down here. Hi Lisa. Oh, thank you so much. So this is what I made for tonight. It's different in that this is circles, and because it's circles, I chose the daisy here because it kind of had the same look. It was round. I had initially played with, oh, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. I had played with other more square images, but really found that I needed something circular. And so this one, I used the squares, but I didn't mind the flower details, even though they add a little bit more fluidity to the card. So let's just dive right in. I'm starting off with Night of Navy. This is kind of a fun card because it's pretty much one layer. There's a couple of things that are layered on top of each other, but it pretty much is just one piece of cardstock and definitely the Swirly frame stamp set and then some other elements. But easily could just kind of make the squares, or even with this one, make the circles, and then whatever stamp set or bundle you happen to have on hand, that's what you use to kind of embellish it and decorate it. Oh, thanks Lisa, I so appreciate it. So I didn't even get these blocked up, so I apologize. Let me just get these out. These are fun. I just think I don't know why I haven't really used them more, but there's so much you can do with the stamp set. It really is versatile. If you wanted to do like a big sentiment inside the rectangle, or use it to frame a sentiment, or, I mean, there's just so much that can be done. Oh, thanks, Michelle. Oh, thanks, Karen. Let's see here. That's not going to fit. We need a square. There we go. So, but this card is mostly about, it's all about embossing. Like the white on the navy blue to me is just so stunning. It really catches your eye. It's one of those colors that it just immediately catches your attention. I tried this card with, let's see, I tried it with Lovely Lipstick and I tried it with Mossy Meadow. And although I liked them, because I had previously seen it with the Night of Navy, I just loved the white with Night of Navy. So I stuck with that and didn't mess with it. So, sorry, I need to get this. We're going to use Versamark to ink it up. We need our Embossing Buddy, which is very well loved, as you can see the packaging, and then some white embossing powder and a heat tool. So in order to do heat embossing, you just basically need 4 elements. Your Versamark ink, an Embossing Buddy, any sort of like embossing powder, color, whatever your preference is, and then a heat tool. Okay, easy peasy. So what I'm going to start off with, oh, let's see here. My light's a little in the way. There we go. I'm going to start off with the big guy here. This guy here, the big one. Again, this is the Swirly frame stamp set. It's a photopolymer set. I'm going to start off with this big rectangle. And hold on. I got to fix them on my block because I didn't put them straight on my block, and that's going to mess with my eye a little bit. Okay, let's try this again. First, I'm going to take my embossing Buddy. I love the navy and white color combination too. Yeah, it's just something so pretty. Okay, so this is what I do with my embossing buddy. I don't know if it's what we're supposed to do. It's what I do. Sometimes when I'm using it, it's kind of like full of like this powder. So if I'm using it on a dark cardstock, specifically like a black or a dark blue or dark gray, even dark red, if I go straight on it, sometimes it kind of tints the cardstock lighter, like it changes the color a little bit, just because it just lets off so much powder. So what I do is I kind of rub it on my hand first. I don't know. Who knows if you're really supposed to do this? It's just what I do. I kind of rub it on my hand first to kind of get like that initial like intensity out, and then I rub it around my card. It still tints it a little bit, but I feel like it's just not, it doesn't leave like the white mark on it that sometimes if you go directly onto it, it leaves. Of course, if like you're, I don't know, embossing silver on white or something, it doesn't matter because white is white. Okay. So actually I'm going to go up ink pad to stamp. So unlike our other ink pads, this one you're going to want to push down. You want to make sure it's really got some good coverage there. And I'm going to kind of aim left, kind of flush against the left side of my card. Kind of in the middle and flush. And hopefully this works. I could not find my silicone, my matte thing for the life of me. And I thought, oh my goodness, if this doesn't work, I'm sunk. I bought one and I just could not find it for the life of me. I'm going to have to buy another one. Okay, let's see. That should work. Fingers crossed. Oh, beautiful. Very, very nice. Okay, so now I'm going to work a little bit faster because I'm going to let that sit, but I'm going to do my squares. So I did one square like up here. Let's see here. Kind of in. And then I do, oops. Then I'm doing another square kind of on the far, like more on the outside. And then I'm going to do one final square here at the bottom. Kind of tucked into the corner a little bit, more like flush. Hey Karen from Arizona. How's everyone tonight? Okay, I'm going to quickly get some powder on this. It's still pretty wet, I can still see it, but you don't want to lollygag. Does everybody know what that means? I say that to my kids and they're like, what? Oh, look, my fingers must have touched the middle of it. I'll just get that off. No big deal. So be generous. You can always, I'm going to flick the back of it, so off camera. I just got to get my finger. My fingers must have touched the inside there. See, the buddy would have taken care of that, except I must have done it after I used the buddy. Hold on, where's my thing here? It's like doing surgery. Hold on. Come on, you don't really want to be there. I promise you don't. Okay, we're going to say that's good enough. Okay, so now we're going to take our heat tool and we're just going to heat it up until, and you know it's done when it goes from a powder and then it becomes kind of glossy. I'm going to try to hold it up to the light here so you can kind of see it happen. It's a really cool effect. I did this with a class I did on Sunday and they had never heat embossed before. It's so fun to see like a new stamper do it. They're like, whoa. Come on, heat up. And it just turns glossy. You don't want to overheat. Come on. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it on camera. It's just such a cool effect. But you're going to want to get pretty close. Don't be too shy. This guy is not... Let's see, hold on. I got to hold it up to the light to see if it's glossy or not. You know what? This is like... I want to plug in my other one. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. Oh, as I unplug one of my lights. Where's my other one? Here's my other one. This guy is like super strong. We're gonna use this guy. There we go. That one just wasn't cooking very well. There we go. Ooh, that gets hot. Be careful with your fingers. You will burn them. All the way around. Once the powder's on it, like if for some reason one spot doesn't heat enough, you can always go back. So I just like to hold it up to the light, and as long as it's got like a shimmer to it, we're good. I think we're good. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Let it sit for like a second, because if you touch it too soon, it'll actually smear because it's still kind of liquid. It's got to dry and set. It turns brighter white on screen. Oh, okay, good. So you can still sort of see it. Okay, so I've got powder everywhere. There we go. Okay, so that's kind of the base. From here, you could do pretty much anything. You could add any sort of detail that you want. Whatever you have on hand, you certainly could pull out and kind of decorate it. When I was making this card, I honestly didn't even have the daisy on it. Originally, it was kind of an afterthought. I initially just had the circles and the sentiment going across the whole front of the card. And I thought I just needed like a little something. So I added the daisies, or the daisy, I should say. Oh, hi, Lind. Oh, thank you. So just something to kind of fill the space, but really whatever you have on hand. I personally tonight am going to be using different components from the Wonderful Romance bundle. Here's the stamp set here. I'm going to be using this larger leaf as well as the Thinking of You stamp set. And then the framelits that are going to cut everything out for us are the Wonderful Floral Framelits dies. It does come as a bundle, so you can get them together and save that 10% off, which is always a nice little savings. And what I used here, so first I stamped this leaf. I stamped it in Coastal Cabana. I almost said Calypso Coral. I was pretty close. And I cut it out with this guy here. And then the top leaf here is a really cool leaf. It's actually this guy. And it looks like it would cut out like a negative, like just the outside. But it actually, where is it? Embosses the inside of the, there we go. How about that? The inside of the leaf. So you actually get a nice like texture on it, which is really, really pretty. And little effort. Literally, you just put this on some cardstock. I use the Coastal Cabana, run it through, and it cuts and embosses it at the same time. So that is a great little nifty-difty thing to have. Here we go. Oops. Oh, geez, I dropped it. Hold on. I dropped my leaf. This one I'm just going to put down with some snail, kind of inside that rectangle. And then I have blocked up the Thinking of You stamp set, again from that Wonderful Romance stamp set. I noticed in this one today that I stamped the sentiment in Night of Navy, and I feel like it pops a little bit more. As I was looking tonight, I was like, oh, I wonder what that would look like in Night of Navy. So I stamped it in the Coastal Cabana. However, tonight I'm going to stamp it in the Night of Navy, just because I'm kind of curious to see if it makes the sentiment pop a little bit more. Okay, and I have a piece of Whisper White. This measures 1 inch by 2 3/4, and then a panel of Coastal Cabana cardstock, which is just 1/8 larger than the Whisper White. Okay, we're going to ink it up, and then I'm going to do my little trick. If you've missed it in previous videos, what I like to do when it's a cling stamp like this, it's kind of hard sometimes to know whether the words are straight or not, because I may have put the sticker on straight, but maybe sometimes the stamps are just a little off. They're not perfectly straight. So I use my grid paper and I stamp it what I would think would be straight. And then I look, oh, that's a little crooked. So then I just kind of keep going and like compensate a little bit. I think I have to do the thinking straight. I did the U straight. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that way I'm not going directly into my paper, and I can kind of get a sense of how the stamp, the rubber stamp, is on the block. If I need to overcompensate or like make it work a specific way. Again, this is the Night of Navy, and we're going to hope this comes out straight. If not, like I told the ladies on my class on Sunday, I'll just cut another one. Some of them were really nervous, and I'm like, listen, you cannot mess up. If you mess up, I'll just cut you a new piece of cardstock. No harm done. Oh, that's pretty good. I love Night of Navy. I think it was one of my very first colors I bought was Stampin' Up. Melon Mambo, Old Olive, and I think Night of Navy were my very first colors I bought when I was just starting out. So, I love it. Okay, and then, again, I'm going to just try. I used Coastal Cabana in my example, but I think I'm going to like the Night of Navy better. We'll see. You guys let me know. Doop. Okay. I did get dimensionals out. I adhered this down using dimensionals. Like one on either side. You don't need more than that. Did everybody see my post the other day about the the adhesive? I was surprised that the majority of you guys tend to use adhesive like a hurricane. Like a hurricane. Make it budge. I was surprised. I thought for sure it would kind of be half-half, but it really wasn't by at all. Okay, here's the Coastal Cabana leaf that I cut out earlier with a beautiful texture on it. So, so pretty. I'm just going to put a little bit of snail on kind of some of them. Not all of, like the ends of them, because they're kind of overhanging. Like, I don't know. How about there? It's a little close to the T. Like there, that's how I want it. Like that, and then we're done. Super, super quick, super easy, and yet I think it really has the pop factor. Karen says, I like the Night of Navy better. It pops more. Yep, I do too. I had this feeling like I was going to like it more. After I saw this one, I was like, oh, I use Night of Navy. I was like, I should have taken notice before I stamped it, but yes, agreed. There you go, ladies. That's tonight's card. Listen, if you have any questions, let me know. If you happen to be watching and you haven't yet left some sort of a comment, please do so below, even if it's just like a hi or an emoji, because as soon as I'm done, I'm going to draw names for someone to receive tonight's card. Right now, I have a promotion going with any $50 spent on an order. I'm giving 25% of that away to you in free product, which is $12, a free product that you get to choose of your choice. Lots of different things that you could add up to that and really take advantage while celebration is still going on. So if you have any questions about my promotion, be sure to let me know. And thank you all for joining me tonight. Before I forget, I won't be on next week. I'll be sure to put it in my Facebook, on my blog post and on my Facebook. I'm actually going to a concert with the kids next week, which I'm super excited about. So I will not be on next week. I'll be taking a little break. So I will see you in 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Have a great, great night. Bye-bye.